Yo, what's up? Duff here. Let's get this nice and close. I have my headphones on, so if I show some sort of media, there's not an echo. I don't know that I'm showing media, so I'm not sure that I'm going to continue wearing these or not. Looks a little weird. It makes your voice sound a little weird when you have the headphones on. So yeah, we'll go with this for now. Let's see how long I can tolerate it. Let's see if it bothers me as much as it potentially could. Sound check, sound working. Should be. I It's a Sunday evening, so I have work tomorrow, so I shouldn't go crazy with drinking. But I do have an old school Cayman Jack. This is the variety of Cayman Jack that I was introduced to when I first moved here. There was the prior owners had a refrigerator out in the garage, and in the garage were these Cayman Jacks in glass bottles. And I've never had Cayman Jack prior to that. And lo and behold, it became my new favorite alcoholic beverage, just per chance. So yeah, here we go. We're celebrating. Okay, so let's start off thanking my members. I try to remember to do this on a regular basis. So let's do it again. Let's make that big. Let's share a screen, and let's share that screen there. And let's change the presentation so I'm in the corner. There we go. Okay, these are my current channel members. I have 30 total channel members now, but 4 or 5 of them are, well, 5 of them are from when Simon did 5 gifted memberships. Their gifted memberships are still valid. I last streamed on May 1st, and today's May 31st. So it's kind of weird that I streamed the first day of May and the last day of May. Not on purpose, but it's just kind of the way it worked out. So, anyways, my members: JCI Bullet Bird Dog, SCKC5YB. That sounds like a pretty random username, doesn't it? Disconnected. Disconnected was in the last live stream. Had a lot of commentary. George Gale. Is that Go George Go? I'm looking at the image, and it kind of looks like him. I'm not sure. Orbits 71. Dale, the Electric Unicycle. Animated Limb. Didn't I sort this? Damn it. I thought I sorted this by time as members. Let's do it this way. Okay. Okay, excuse me if I repeat some names. Animated Limb, Spitfire, member for 6 months. Mr. Rexy, 7-month member over in Australia. Timothy Plumley, Brian McCann, Scamster, also over in Australia. Blue Collar Jose, Philip Arnold, Planet Iceland, DJ White Flower, Babbitt the Wabbit, Electric Unicycle, Dale, A Viking, Michelle Bardaly, been a member for almost 4 years. Me, see my EUC, a regular participant in my channel. On Air Promo, Larry Zarkov, Medium Dog, Doug Yetman, Ratman Murray in Australia, Simon Isms in Australia, one of the more generous channel members that I've had. Rocky Top, Pitt was here. So Pitt was here. I'm glad you posted in the chat, because I know you changed your name, your handle, but I don't know who you were before. So what was your handle before Pitt was here? Because the last like 3 or 4 live streams, I've been going through the member names. I'm like, well, shit, Pitt was here has been a member for a long time, but I'm not sure who it is. So Pitt was here. Who are you? And I'll probably feel really dumb when you tell me. Senator Perry, 62 months. Marty Eakin, 62 months. And Stuart Ross, 62-month members. That's awesome, right? I think it is. All right. So thank you, members. If you're interested in finding out about membership, you hit the join button down below, and then it'll just show you the perks that you get. And if you want to join, join. You have my eternal gratitude. All right. So let me go up here and see what I've missed in the chat. We are streaming once again in widescreen and vertical format on the main channel, on the Duff channel. On EUC Army, it's just streaming widescreen. And we're also streaming on Twitch once again. So trying to cover our bases. Dale's here. I guess you're not on the road for a circus setup right now, Dale, or maybe you are. I don't know. Sycamore Roblox sounds like someone that just stumbled. He's on the phone. Sounds like he just kind of stumbled across this live stream. Pitt was here, still riding the S22. What's next for? What's next? What for you? So your newest wheels in S22? Answer that question, and I'll continue my thought. Pitt was here says still trying to ride. I'm interpreting your voice to text. Still trying to ride full time, but the work thing, yeah, I got that work thing too. But the reason that I don't ride that much isn't necessarily the work thing. It's just everything else in my life thing. Sound is great, awesome. To the Marty voice with the headphones on so you can hear yourself. I actually don't have voice mod. Voice mod's not working at the moment, so I can't, unfortunately. And I still don't. I don't know if I would hear it real time or not. I don't think I would. I wouldn't hear it as I'm talking that way, because there's an option to do that. But I messed with that before in voice mod, and hearing yourself speak in a different voice, it's extremely disorienting and not an effective way to speak at all, unfortunately. Pitt was here is Michael Lenardic. Okay, Mike Lenardic. Okay, thank you, Mike. Thank you. At some point, I wanted to see, I don't even know if I can do that. Well, yeah, I guess I could have. I could have used that, looked at my old screenshots I have of members that I post at the end of videos and figured that out, I guess, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So thank you, Michael Lenardic. I appreciate you revealing the mystery to me. Dale's getting buffering. No, I don't show any network issues on my end. And I have 3 megabit fiber internet, so hopefully it's not my side, Dale. Spartacus is here. Yo, Spartacus on the phone, on the vertical format, I see. Channel member Blue Collar Jose, what's up? What's up, buddy? So Michael Lenardic still on an S22. All right, well, I assume that your S22 is working okay. I had an S22 as well. It's funny when I talk about my King Songs interactions, they actually wanted me to review an S22 in 2026. I thought that was weird, right? But anyways, I'm glad your S22 is okay. So you're not having roller bearing problems. You're not having system boards blowing. You don't have stators loose in your motor. I'm trying to think what are some of the other big issues that the S22 has. Those are the 3 biggest ones. The crappy suspension slider setup, bad system boards, and slipping stators. Those are the big ones. And that little battery fire thing, but that was a pre-production wheel. Yes. Pitt is Mike Lenardic. Got it. Oh, so you're on vacation? Well, good for you. Where are you on vacation? If you want to reveal that, maybe you don't. I don't know. Spartacus hooking me up. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that. I have it pinned in the chat, but if you stopped in, I want to do the stream a favor, do the channel a favor, take a second to click like. The more interactions that YouTube sees a video has, whether it be a conventional video or a live stream, the more apt it is to share it with others. So yeah, thank you, Spartacus. It's always a little weird on the phone on the phone. Sorry, reading the text. Yeah, that interact to like the screen or like the stream is a little tougher on the phone. HNK Kill. I don't know that I've ever seen you in a live stream before, which would be an explanation for why. Because your comment says, new to the EUC family. Thanks to the videos, I'm trying to get my wheel under me if you catch my drift. Yeah, I do. If you looked at my channel at all and looked at the videos of me trying to learn about 10 years ago on my 9x1 E+, I know all about not having the wheel under me, believe me. Okay, so Michael replaced the shocks. Well, there's only one shock on an S22. You put a coil over. Well, the biggest issue with that, the shock is okay. It was the setup for originally the S22 had just metal rods sliding inside of metal channels, and it was terrible because as soon as it would get dirty, it would stick like crazy. And then the community, the EUC community, actually came up with a solution of modifying those rods to have wheels on them that spun, which was a better solution, but not a great one because those can also break and wear and just not be a great solution either. So, but if you were like me and rode primarily on hard surfaces on the road, not in dirty off-road conditions, the suspension would stay pretty good. My suspension was pretty good on mine, but I put the roller sliders on mine. Prior to doing that, the suspension was not good. My dealer in Canada fixed it up. Oh, cool. Nice. So you live in Canada, Mike? Again, if you told me that at one point, I forgot. Montreal. Best swamp wheel for 60 plus. Well, that's gonna be ideally you don't want something heavy, but you want something with really good suspension. MOSFET Aero would be a pretty good swamp wheel. You know, taking the wheels with really plush suspensions in there, like the Sherman S, like the Patton. The Patton is a great swamp wheel. Albeit my original Patton is 80 plus pounds. And the reason that I say about weight is because on the swamp, a lot of times you're going to be getting off and on, off and on. And with a heavy wheel, that isn't always the easiest thing. And a heavy wheel, there are situations where you could wind up kind of losing control. And the heavier a wheel is, the more difficult it is to bring it back under control, at least for me. Yeah, Dale, I don't know. I mean, because you're usually on your phone, right, out in the wild. So are you sure you just don't have bad internet connection right now? Because I haven't heard anyone else chime in that they're getting buffering. And usually, if it's a my end, like if there's a speed issue between me and the StreamYard servers, I get notification, and everything looks a-okay to me. Dale liked it better when everyone was chatting in the same place. Okay, so you're in widescreen, Dale. A lot of the chatters are in phone vertical. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like when I look at the numbers, you know, because the whole reason I did this was to promote the stream more, to have it in front of more eyeballs. But when I look at the overall numbers, there is an increase of views, splitting it across the different formats, but it's not dramatic. So I think there's a good chance, Dale, that this might be the last time I do a vertical stream. I think I'll just do all wide stream. On EUC Army, it's widescreen format only right now too. So I think I'll, after this episode, I will call the experiment good, and it didn't really do what I hoped it would do. Michael says the Arrow may be next. Yeah, Arrow's a great wheel. I had one. I don't have it anymore. I don't know how up to date you are on my wheel collection, but I traded my F22 Pro Kingsong F22 Pro for an Arrow to a dealer down here in the St. Pete area, which from a monetary perspective was a lose for me for sure, because the F22 Pro is worth more than an Arrow. I didn't care because I couldn't ride the F22 Pro because the non-adjustable dihedral angle on the F22 Pro made the wheel no fun at all for me to ride. It was just, it hurt. It was painful. I didn't enjoy it at all. So anyways, I traded that for the Arrow. Let's get this off the screen. Traded that for the Arrow, and then and there's nothing wrong with the Arrow. I enjoyed the Arrow. Didn't drive it much, didn't ride it much, and I wound up having a strange offer. Chris Clark posted that he was interested in trading his Commander GT Pro Plus for an Arrow, and I'm like, oh wow, really? Okay. Not that I needed a Commander GT Pro Plus, but the value proposition in this case worked in my favor as far as I could tell. And I'm getting a wheel that was fast, stable, and 4,400 watt hour battery. So I did that trade. So I no longer have an Arrow. I think I put less than 100 miles on it, but it is a nice wheel. But I would say out of all the wheels that I've taken to the swamp, my favorite still is the Patton, I would say. And the Patton S would be even better because it's lighter, right? And a Patton S is, what is it, 9 pounds lighter? Something like that. And remember, my Patton S only has a 58-pound spring in it. Let's see. Did Dale send me a message? He likes to do that. Yeah, I see it's buffering for you, Dale. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't hear anyone else having a buffering issue. So why don't you get your ass on Wi-Fi instead of 5G? I see you're on 5G. Get on Wi-Fi. See if it's any better. If that's an option. Probably isn't, but okay. Dale says, I've had no issues watching any other video. I don't know, dude. Maybe because it's a live. Well, maybe. I mean, there always is a buffer that YouTube puts into anything that they put out, whether it be live or recorded. I don't know how much of a buffer it is with a live stream. Spartacus giving Dale a tip. Try closing the app on your phone and waiting 12 seconds and then restart the YouTube app. There you go. That's an option. All right, Dale's going to restart his phone. All right, there you go. Blue Collar Jose taking advantage of one of the membership perks. I believe it's once a month you are able to do a free super chat style message like this. And Blue Collar Jose's done it before, and it's a nice little thing. I'm a member of a couple channels, and I've used this with live streams as well. It's a nice little perk. Hey Duff, have you had any issue riding EUC with cops? Well, that's gonna spin into one of my major topics for tonight. I know I still have not had issues from cops. I've not had a run-in. I have not had a cop say, hey, you can't do this. But there's legislation around our area and all over the place, all over the country, it seems, where there's going to be cracking down, and there's going to be, depending on where you live, there could be situations where law enforcement just kind of lumps you in with everybody else, even though an electric unicycle, at least in our local ordinances, is not specifically defined at all. But I have a feeling it's going to still be lumped under the e-bike restrictions. So I'll go over that. I have a web page up that shows the exact laws that they have in Collier County. And like I've said on social media, it seems like there's a lot of cutting and pasting going. A lot of different local governments are just saying, hey, this is what they're doing. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. That seems to be what's going on. A Me Too mentality, which is never a good thing in my experience. Michael Leonardic, Pitt was here. I also ride logging trails on Vancouver Island with the Emotion V12. Oh, really? I love my V12, but that would be tough on your body, I'm sure. I would prefer shocks next for my BC rides. Toronto has plenty of groomed trails. My S22 would be perfect for BC, but it's here. Gotcha. Yeah, if you get an S22 that has all the kinks worked out, it's a decent wheel. You know, it's decent. Oh man, Dale restarted his phone and he is still getting buffering. Okay, now he's hopped over to the vertical format. Okay. I would assume the vertical format is pushing less bits across the wire, so maybe that'll be better. I don't know. Let me know. So, okay. Hold on. Okay. I actually didn't mention the whole reason I'm doing this stream. It's not because it's the end of May. It's really because there is a process I have to do at the office remotely that I can't do until 11:30 tonight. So this is one way to keep me awake until I have to do that. So I have a little over 2.5 hours to go. That doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily stream right until 11:30, but this will get me close enough. So I found in the past that live streaming is a good way to stay awake. It's hard to sleep and talk at the same time. So that is the primary reason that I am talking to you right now. Although it's been a while, it's been a month. So Michael or Pitt was here. Do you prefer if I use your name or Pitt was here when referring to you? What do you prefer? Just so you know, there's a new 21700 battery with 30% more energy. Oh yeah, who makes it? Is that the one that that Bagode was advertising that it was an option with the Commander Max? But it was a name. It was a Chinese battery manufacturer that I never had heard of before. I'm curious if that's the battery you're talking about. Okay. Okay, that's a long message. I can't read that right now, but I will later. Dale says this seems better. I prefer the other format though. Sorry, man. Sorry. Like I said, maybe it'll be better when I go back to just straight horizontal on all channels. Spartacus again, pimping. Hit the like and subscribe. Yes, please. Please do that. I currently have, let's see how many members do I have. About between 17,200 and 17,300 members. Not bad. Not setting the world on fire, but not bad either. It's your birthday in America, Dale? Really? I think I didn't even. Oh yeah, it does say UC Wheeler's birthday is today. I haven't really spent much time on social media today. Let me wish you happy birthday, Dale. There you go. I don't want you to think I'm not thinking about you. 44 years old, really? Yeah, man, you're getting up there, man. Mid 40s. Voice to text is a bitch, isn't it? HPQ Endura. I guess that was supposed to be Montreal, Canada. HPQ Endura. Yes, everybody, please. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, I know dead air. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, wish Dale a happy birthday. So Dale, what did you do for your birthday? How did you celebrate? Did you drink beer or smoke weed? One of those things, probably. So Dale, are there? I've noticed. You post some pictures like when you're doing the setup at the circus. Are you using like AI to tweak some of them? Because some of them you look like Dale, some of them you look like Dale all of a sudden got on a fitness and beauty regimen, Dale. So I assume that you're doing both. It kind of makes me laugh. It's fine. I mean, everyone does it, but okay. Plasma technology regarding the battery technology, they turn quartz into silicone small enough so it doesn't crack during recharging. Really? Okay, cool. Oh, HPQ makes the batteries. Okay. Never heard of HPQ. This seems like someone that just happened to stumble across the stream. They'll celebrate it by going to the pub with a bunch of people from the circus. Okay, cool. Dale drinks beer and weed every day. Well, yeah, I kind of figured that, Dale, but I didn't know like since it's your birthday, if you like went next level, whatever that would be. I don't know what next level would be for you, really, but just curious what a Dale birthday is kind of like. Pitt was here says in Canada, my premier of the province is the head dealer. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Dale's lost about 15 kg since doing the circus, and I got a haircut. All my photos are unedited. Are you sure, Dale? Are you gonna? Okay, hold on. Let me just see if I can find an example. Because I saw one. I'm like, what? Let's see. Yeah, no, that looks real. No, because there's one I saw that I'm like, what the f? Hold on. No, that okay. Yeah, that's real Dale there. Or unless I wonder if I saw it in like the like unicycle .org form or something. Because I'm scrolling down your stream and I don't your oh, those all look like you. Okay. I don't know, maybe yeah, I think that might be it, Dale. It's that you lost weight. Yeah, because I'm looking at a more recent picture and one that's not so recent, and there is definitely a significant difference. So good, man. 15 kg. That's significant. So you've lost the weight just because you're doing so much physical labor? I assume. I guess you're working hard. Lighter is always better. So in Canada, pot is legal. I think I've heard that, but is it medicinal or recreational is legal or both? Erwin Curtis did just stumble across the stream. Probably a good thing, means you're getting more exposure. Well, it does, Curtis, but it's a matter of if someone just stumbles across the stream and stays for a minute and never comes back. I mean, it doesn't really help a whole lot in the long term, but I do appreciate you stopping in regardless. Full on legal weed, full on legal and kind of cool. And Florida recreational is not legal. Medical is legal, but it's so the rules are so lax to get medical marijuana in Florida. It's kind of a joke, you know. Pretty much anyone can get medical marijuana if they want it in Florida. PJ Wares is here. Guten Abend from Detroit. Duff. Guten Abend, PJ Wares. Dale lost 10 kg the first month. You got up to 99 kg. Oh wow, man. Yeah, actually, I'm up to, I don't know how many pounds it is, but I was getting close to 190. Like when I weighed myself the other day at night, and it was like 188 or 188 and change. Like, that's heavier than I want to be. So my goal is to try to get closer to 180 pounds. And it's just a matter of not indulging yourself as much. And like I mentioned in a couple of videos, including the one today that I shot that is not, it's only released to members so far. I changed my Dunkin' Donuts coffee order, believe it or not. I now have coffee with cream only, no sugar. First time ever. Been doing that for about a month or so, maybe two. And obviously it's not as good, but it's fine. And I'd rather not have all of those tablespoons of sugar if I don't need to. So Dale's about 188. Okay, cool. We weigh about the same, Dale. I believe I'm taller than you, but that's good. PJ got up to 230, really. Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy to do nowadays in the fast food culture that we're in, where processed food is everywhere, filled with all kinds of shit. It is not hard. I mean, if you aren't doing conscious eating, it's very easy to allow that to happen. But another thing that I've always tried to do is weigh myself on a regular basis. Some people that are really overweight, not some, a lot. Like if you ask them when's the last time you weighed yourself, they might have a hard time remembering, because when you see that number pop up on the scale, all of a sudden you're being held accountable for your actions. And some people don't like that. So I would recommend, if you're trying to lose weight, weigh yourself a few times a week just to keep yourself on track, keep yourself accountable. Regarding Canada and marijuana, both full on legal, just like alcohol. It's the law. I fly with it coast to coast. Lost 30 pounds. Blood pressure is fine. Pink Floyd never sounds better. Oh, I bet. I can imagine. PJ's a fat piggy. Well, you don't have to be. Admitting you're a fat piggy is the first step, PJ, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm taller, Dale. I'm like six. I used to be 6'3.5". Now I'm probably 6'2.5" or 6'2" and change. I have definitely lost some height, I think, because of the bow-leggedness that I've been developing more and more as I get older. I'm still pretty tall. So okay, I'm caught up on chat. So let me talk about. I actually did do some notes. Like I said, the big thing I want to talk about is the PEV restrictions that you're hearing announced everywhere. Let me hide that. Let me share my screen. This is the current ordinances in Collier County where I live regarding e-bike. And the first thing you notice is it does say e-bike. It does not say electric unicycle. It does not say one wheel. E-bike statutes. Now, just like everywhere else, there's been an onslaught of people on e-motos, and the way that they classify an e-moto versus an e-bike is an e-moto. If it doesn't have the ability to be pedaled, it's an e-moto. And if you look down here at the bottom, e-moto, you're basically effed unless you're going to put it on private property, but it should not be It should not be on sidewalks. It should not be in bike lanes. Requires a license, a driver's license, a Class E. I don't know what a Class E license is. If that's a motorcycle license, restricted to roadways. But then the catch-22 is you can't register the vehicle. Like, this is one of the options, or one of the possible violations. An unregistered vehicle, you can't register an e-moto, like a Suron. Yeah, they have electric motorcycles, like legit electric motorcycles. That'd be fine. But you can't register an e-moto, and you probably can't get insurance on it either. And if you're one of the young kids are typically the ones that are doing the stupidest, silliest things on the e-motos, doing the wheelies down traffic, just hauling ass, evading police. We've had a few videos of that in our area. It's really, really targeting the e-motos. Now, the reason that this came up, or this came up, shit, where is it? Hold on. Let me hide this for a second and go back here. Where is it? Here. This is the post that I put on Facebook. Okay, let's share this again. This is what brought it front and center. Now, the only thing that that you see in this picture, it says no powered vehicles, but it actually was like 3 or 4 different messages. I just took a picture of this particular message. It said no powered vehicles. There was a screen. I don't remember exactly what it said. One of them explicitly mentioned e-motos, and it said that this was stage 1 enforcement. Stage 1 enforcement, I believe, means that they were just going to warn people about doing it. But see, this message here, no powered vehicles, that's very ambiguous, right? Very ambiguous. It doesn't say, like, if you saw that, you would think, oh man, my e-bike, it's illegal. It's not. An e-bike, if you flip back over to this, an e-bike is allowed on roadways, bike lanes, trails, multi-use paths, and sidewalks. So an e-bike is fine. Now, with an e-bike, you are required to have a helmet if you're under 16. Riding more persons than bike is designed for. That is something that you see a lot. Some people turn e-bikes into multi-person transportation. I've seen 2 and even 3 people on an e-bike before, which obviously isn't safe. On a sidewalk, max speed 15 miles an hour. Well, that's reasonable to me. Over 16 years old, operating a class 3 when bike lane available. I'm not sure what that means. And so under 16 years old is prohibited from riding a class 3 bike, and a class 3 e-bike has a maximum speed of 28 miles an hour. So again, you have to be 16 plus for a bike that goes that fast. We have the designation here for scooter or a motorized scooter. And the cutoff there is 20 miles an hour or less, and 20 miles an hour or more. And you're supposed to have a driver's license for that as well. You're supposed to have eye protection and a tag, so it's supposed to be registered. So, like these high-speed electric scooters, again, you're going to be shit out of luck if you get pulled over on one of those. Erwin Curtis says, what about a Segway then? Well, which Segway? There's lots of different Segways, Erwin. Kick scooter that has electric option. Well, that would probably be under the first category here, motorized scooter with a max speed of 20 miles an hour, which you can go pretty much anywhere on one of those, but you can't go more than 20 miles an hour. Dale says in Australia, e-bikes have to be 250 watts or under. It's ridiculous. Wow. Spartacus has seen 3 people on e-scooters, on one scooter. Wow, I have not seen that. That sounds dangerous, right? Now, see this whole tying to power and speed to legality, I think, is kind of dumb because I guess the thought is if it's only have a 750-watt motor, it can't go faster than 28 miles an hour, and that's not true. Like the e-bike that I got for my girlfriend, it has a 750-watt motor, top speeds low 30s, so it can go faster than 28. But I kind of draw like a vehicle or a car or a motorcycle correlation. Does it like this mindset would be like, okay, well, the max speed limit on roads is 70 miles an hour, so you can't have a vehicle that goes more than 70 miles an hour. Just I don't really understand it. To me, this is all about operating vehicles in a safe way, no matter what their potential top speed is. If you're keeping it within the parameters that are established here, who cares if it's a bigger than 750-watt motor or it can go faster than 28 miles an hour? If you are maintaining those speeds and you are riding in a responsible way, observing the ordinance, observing what they want you to do, why is it an issue regardless of what you're riding? Really, that's kind of my thought. Luckily, I haven't had to have that conversation yet with law enforcement, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does, or I do at some point. And it's going to be interesting because I think in my Dropbox somewhere I have a copy of this, so I can pull it out. Um, if I ever was faced with a situation and say, okay, well here's our definitions: a motorized scooter, an e-bike, a scooter, or an e-moto. What I'm writing here doesn't really classify as any of these by definition. If anything, I would classify it most as a one-wheeled e-bike, really. Except you can't pedal it. You can't pedal it. So then I could see them pushing back and saying, well, you can't pedal this, so it's more like an e-moto. So I don't know. I guess it kind of depends how much of a bug up their ass the law enforcement officer is that you're dealing with, and it surely would be best to handle that situation in a non-combative way. Because if you get combative with law enforcement, it usually is going to end badly for you. EQRC says, then the highway department can't make any money. Yeah, that's true. All these violations have fines for sure. Now, what could really get hairy is if it gets to the point where, as you see in other areas, other countries, sometimes when you have these kind of offenses, they take your vehicle. They take it and they don't give it back. So imagine that. Imagine you're riding down the road on your $5,000 InMotion P6. You get pulled over for doing 60 miles an hour in a 45, and they say, "Okay, well, not only here's your nice big fine, but we're taking your wheel. We're taking your wheel. It's more than 750 watts of power. It obviously goes way faster than 28 miles an hour." I haven't heard of that happening. Is it possible that that happens at some point? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely possible. So I'm just hoping it's better this way. No, no, that's not good that way. It's better. No, that's not good either. How did I have it? No, that's no good. Well, we can do that, I guess, for now. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, I'm curious. Like for instance, Dale. I understand, or I've heard at least in certain areas of Australia, they're actually getting better. But Australia, as far as I know, for a long time, basically said it all was illegal. One of the things they don't mention on this on this list here is electric skateboards. Now, their electric skateboards are much less prevalent than they used to be around here, at least down here. You don't see a lot of them, but they are not mentioned on here either. And if you know anything about high power electric skateboards, there are some that can go crazy speeds as well. Do do. Dale says more people get hurt when they are limited on power because they can't get out of the way quick enough in a bad situation. Yeah, that's true too. But again, try explaining that to law enforcement, right? Planet Ison taking advantage of the free super chat that members get. Congratulations. Thank you for being a member. Highway cops are the worst. Well, I guess in our area, highway cops would be state policemen. I don't know. On my ride today, I rode past a deputy that had somebody pulled over. I rode past them, and in a reasonable way. I don't think I cracked 25 miles an hour on the whole ride today, but I am definitely more aware of it. Definitely more aware of it. But this sign that they posted, I mean, no powered vehicles. That really that's going to send the wrong message, because I can imagine people that have never ridden a PEV, they're there on their bikes or they're walking, and I can see them shaking their fist at you, saying, "Hey, young whippersnapper, there's not supposed to be any powered vehicles on this roadway." And unlike law enforcement, I don't know that I would be quite as nice with people like that, because they annoy me. Planet Iceland says, "Hey, let me do this. Remove, and then if I bring it back, okay, that's how I wanted it. Oh, okay, I see." Planet Iceland says, "My wheel is a camera work device. Also, I don't drive cars and have a bad arm, so it's my wheelchair too." Yeah, I guess that's something that you can always fall back on. You can say it's your like it's your ADA device. It's your mobility device. You could do that. You can say you have a disability that requires you to use something like this. And I don't think law enforcement's actually able to ask you what your disability is. That's something that people have actually done for a long time. But I'd rather just be upfront about it if I have that situation, and have a discussion with law enforcement if they decide that they need to pull me over. So Dale says the rules are different state to state in Australia. Really? Okay. PJ's passed by cops several times in my V10F. None of them said anything. I stick to the sidewalks as much as I can. Yeah, I've never had. I mean, I've been riding for 10 years. I've never had a cop try to stop me. And I've there's been times where I've gone. I've been riding 40 miles an hour down the road, in the bike lane. I don't know that I'll be doing that much anymore, but I've never had cops pull me over. That being said, I'm not a hot dogger. I'm not a night hawk. I'm not doing things to try to draw attention to myself either, and that's intentional. That's always been intentional. And when I'm around other riders, other bicyclists, pedestrians, I slow down. I give them a lot of space. It takes me all of 10 seconds, 15 seconds to do so. So I always try to be courteous when I'm involved with other people that are on other vehicles or on foot. But there's lots of people that are not that way. So I don't know what else is there to say about this. It's just a matter of I swear to God, every day I'm seeing some new headline about restrictions, or I'm seeing a headline about a horrible accident. I think it was in New York City. There was someone was killed. It was a collision between, was it like a scooter rider and an e-bike rider? I think it was a head-on collision. One of those. It was going over one of the bridges, and they probably were both going very fast, and one of them, at least one of them, was killed. So I don't have the article handy, but that's bad news, right? And those are the kind of headlines that get us all in trouble. Dale's been stopped by the police heaps of times, often so they can ask me about the wheel because they think it's cool. Well, what happens when they stop you and it's not because they think it's cool? Like, have they ever fined you or like threatened to take the wheel away? Because I know you've ridden all over Australia. So I don't know. Is there anything else I can beat to death about this? Okay, I didn't even see this little note here that the sheriff's office put with the I'm highlighting it here. You probably can't see it. I'll just read it to you. E-bikes are a popular mode of transportation here in Collier County. Yes, they are. Make sure you know the laws before you ride next time. Helmets are always required for riders under 16. Okay, that's common sense law. I don't have a problem with that. Also, if an e-bike operates at 750 watts or more, they need to have a licensed driver. Okay, check. Vehicle insurance. No, you can't get insurance on an electric unicycle. Florida registration. Florida registration. Nope, can't do that either. Lights. I have lights. And restricted from riding on sidewalk or CCC shared paths. Oh, so that would be like the Greenway. So technically, again, an electric unicycle is not an e-bike, but it could be classified as something similar, or to an e-moto, just a one-wheel version of it. It definitely far exceeds 750 watts. But I think putting that number on things without focusing on everything else that's comes into play, most most important being the person in control of the vehicle and how they're behaving. I think it's dumb to put those hard numbers in there as the sole way that you could cite someone is, hey, that is that because basically they could just look up the device that you're riding and see the specs, and if it's more than 750 watts power in the motor, oh, sorry, that's a violation. And I believe every electric unicycle on the market today would exceed those numbers. PJ says, regardless of the law, a lot of cops just don't want you to get hurt. I wear a yellow reflective vest. I have one of those actually, a yellow reflective vest. I don't really wear it, but I have one. And wheel gear is covered in reflective tape. Yeah, it's really up to the law enforcement person. Hopefully, most of them will be cool, but there are people in law enforcement that just like to give someone a hard time. They like to display their power over somebody. They have the ability to make someone have a really really bad day, and I unfortunately I think there's some of them that do like doing that in a weird way. But like I said, until it happens to me, I'm not gonna go crazy about it. I'm gonna ride responsibly and hopefully not do anything to draw any attention to myself that would get me into that situation. Planet Iceland says EUC is not a concern to police here. Two-wheeled devices are more issues. Well, I guess that's the same here. I mean, they're everywhere, everywhere. And I mean, I'll be cruising down the main drag here, 3 lanes each way in my car, and I'll be going 45 miles an hour, and I'm barely passing some of these e-bikes. They're in the bike lane. Uh, they almost never have a helmet, which they don't have to, I guess, but because they're adults. But they are hauling ass, big time. Dale's been fined $1,000 a week before Christmas in South Australia. What? $1,000 a week? Had to go to court. I remember when you went to court. I didn't know it was about that though. Had to go to court in NSW and have a warrant in Victoria, all for riding my EUC. So what was the outcome? Did you actually have to pay that fine? Dale says, one time I was pulled over riding backwards with a beer in my hand, and they said, we aren't going to tell you off for anything. We just wanted to say you got mad skills in that thing, bro. That's funny. I guess it all depends on the cop. Greenway says plenty of them do, especially up here in Tennessee. Oh, cops with attitudes? Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty universal, but some areas, I guess, could have more of that mentality than others. SXM Gator in reference to that accident in New York City. It was a bike and an e-scooter going greater than 50, both of them? Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Yeah, that had to be ugly. That had to be really ugly. Damn. Dale says a grand. Oh, okay. I read that as you had to pay a grand every week. Okay, so you had to pay 1,000 Australian dollars a week before Christmas. Wow, that's that is steep. Nine Electromatic says Ohio, different city to city. If I could, I have a P6. I have a P6, but too iffy in this state. Oh, you have a P6, or you would have a P6 if it wasn't so flaky in your state as far as enforcement goes. Is that what you mean? Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's. I would hate to be in the situation where every time I go out on a ride, I have to have this overarching gray cloud that I have to wonder, is this the time that I'm gonna, have a run in with law enforcement? Yeah, I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to have that in the back of my mind every time that I'm riding. I really don't. Okay, so you don't have a P6, but you would if you didn't have to deal with all that. Yeah, here it's basically local governments, county governments. I think is the way that it's been handled. Um, the first enforcement or the first laws of this type that I remember in Florida was probably in 2023. I think in like Palm Beach County. They started rolling stuff out like this, and it was in response to e-bike accidents. Someone on an e-bike struck a woman, and I believe the woman died. And once that happened, there was an uproar, and they started restricting PEVs and e-bikes much greater than they were. I don't think they were at all, actually. All right, so everyone had enough looking at e-bike statutes. I have. Gives me a headache. Dale nearly had your OG links confiscated 6 days after I got it. Really? So how did you get out of that, Dale? You just smooth talking or what? You slipped the guy some money? Okay. Let's see. Let me mark off what I've talked about. What time are we at? 9:30? I only got 2 more hours to go. Great. Okay. Let me finish this, and I'm going to go grab another Cayman Jack. It's not too bad keeping the headphones on. All right, I'll be back. I'll be back. I promise. All right. I don't see Marty in the chat. Anyone see Marty in the chat? I think he's probably mad, Dale. He's probably mad at that picture you posted of him with no hair, or well, hardly any hair, doing his typical wheel pose. I don't think he liked that. Not at all. Oh, that's another thing that I gave Marty shit about. Let me find this. Let me find this. Let me find this picture. This picture. All right, let's share this. I didn't have this written down, but this was something that kind of got me going. Yeah, Marty posted this picture of his obscene amount of wheels. With that Marty smile. That look what I got that you don't got kind of smile. At least that's what I see. I think if I counted, I think it was like 21 wheels. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, 21 wheels. And I thought the thing was, I just thought it was in poor taste. And he's done similar pictures of this. This might be the biggest amount of wheels or the largest amount of wheels that he's had in a picture so far. He had a picture where he had like the wheels circled around him. This probably took, I don't know, what do you think, 15, 20 minutes to set it up to get all these wheels in the one picture. And I don't know. To me, it just is. What did I say in my comment? I made a smart ass comment. I made several smart ass comments. Let's see if I can see my comment. Most people were like, "Oh yeah, look at Marty. That's great, Marty. That's great. We're jealous," which I think Marty likes that kind of comment, that people are jealous of what he has, which is weird, right? It's a weird thing to want. Where is it? Hopefully, he didn't delete it. Because sometimes he will do that if he doesn't like a comment, or if it hits too close to home, he could just have deleted it. So I'm looking. Or I wonder if I posted it. He posted this everywhere. Like most of his, maybe it was on the electricunicycle.org group or something. Maybe that's where I commented. I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. It just, I think it says something like wouldn't it have been a lot faster just hold up a sign that says I'm better than you? A lot faster than setting up 21 wheels. I don't know. I guess I might just have a different kind of self-awareness than Marty does. I don't think that he thinks that there's anything wrong with this. And that's up to him. It's not up to me. It's not up to me to decide what's wrong for Marty. But it did rub me the wrong way. I just, I don't know. I'm curious if anyone in the live stream had an adverse reaction to that, or if they just thought, "Oh yeah, thumbs up, Marty, good job, you have 21 wheels." And most of those wheels, probably, I'm looking at them. I would say, yeah, most of those wheels were probably given to him. The majority could be close, could be 50-50 split. But yeah, like nowadays, Marty doesn't really want to pay for wheels. He like someone commented, "Hey, there's no NOSFET wheels in that collection," and he made the comment, "Oh well, they didn't send me one. They didn't send me one." So yeah, if you want to be in Marty's good graces, send him free wheels. That's one of the reasons he likes Pagode so much, because they send him free wheels. So, anyways, yeah, that kind of annoyed me. Okay, hold on. Let me get up here. Green Wave. Anybody know what current Pagode C8s are shipping? I want one. Just hoping to get a Gen 2 or Gen 3. I haven't heard that they had different like batches of C8s, and if they did, what the fixes were. I don't know. My impression is the C8. Oh, excuse me. The C8 has not been a big seller, so I don't know if it's not a big selling wheel. I don't know that they'd be releasing a lot of iterations of it. The Gooch. Hey, Duff, what's up? What's up, Gooch? PJ says being visible is more than just cops. It's CYA. Yeah, I agree. If someone hits you, you don't want to give them the excuse to place blame on you. Yeah, no, that's true. It's true. Larry says that picture looks like a millipede with Marty's head as the thorax. Larry's here, by the way, on air promo. Yeah, whatever it is, for whatever reason, I saw that and I cringed a little bit inside. It made me cringe. Dale says he commented, how many have more than 1,000 miles on them? Yeah, I saw that comment, Dale. Well, to be fair, I mean, Marty rides a ton. He's retired. I mean, riding is his life. It really is. I mean, I know he's in the process of wrapping up his addition on his house, but make no mistake, riding is Marty's life. It really is. Like if you took electric unicycles out of his reality, I don't know what he would do, because I mean he likes the attention he gets from it. I don't know. I don't know how he was prior to this and getting into the hobby, but now I can't imagine him not having the electric unicycle hobby to fulfill his life. Nine Electric Matic says new e-scooter laws 2026. One U.S. county confiscating all electric scooters. Oh yeah. This is a YouTube channel I ran into. He has a link on his channel to every state's current laws for PEV. Really? Yeah, it's, that confiscation thing, confiscating devices. That seems a step too far, in my opinion. The Gooch, if you had to only own one wheel, which wheel would it be? Well, are we okay? I would probably have to still say my veteran Patton, even though I have some really cool wheels. The V12S is a cool wheel. The V13, my most comfortable wheel to ride seated on, but it still is a big freaking 115-pound wheel or whatever. Yeah, probably the Patton. And even though I don't have a Patton S, I have a feeling I would probably like a Patton S more than the Patton. PJ says, one guy nearly hit me, stating, I didn't see you. I replied, dude, I'm lit up like an Xmas tree. You didn't see me because you weren't looking. Yeah, well, that's what happens. I mean, like when I'm coming up into a situation where there's intersecting traffic, unless I get eye contact, that the person looks at me and sort of acknowledges me, I do not trust that they are going to stop. I just don't. I expect people to not see me, even though I'm on the wheel. I'm 7 foot tall and usually wearing something kind of bright and visible. I still assume that they don't see me unless I get some sort of visual contact. And down here in Florida, so many vehicles have this super dark, almost like limousine tint, that you can't even see them. Like out their side windows, you can't even see the person inside the vehicle. So in that case, I just assume that they don't see me, and I react accordingly. Dale, do you get paid if we use our free member super chat? No. I mean, I get paid because you're a member. You know, the monthly fee, either $2 or $3. But no, the free super chat doesn't generate income. Grim Rider. Maybe Marty is watching Roger's live feed. It's on right now too. Oh man, really? Oh, I feel so bad about stepping on Roger's live stream. Shit. Oh well. Yeah, Marty is probably in there. Yeah, he's still obligated to kind of be in Roger's sphere, I guess, because it wouldn't look good otherwise. Line Electric Matic said the channel that deals with the PEV laws in different areas is VMAX e-scooter, if anyone is interested in that. Larry says, this is good. And I kind of wonder the same thing. It's like he's making up for lost time. A friend of mine saw that photo and said, was Marty always picked last for basketball? Yeah, I don't know. I know Marty's not into sports, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Dale says, I'm not jealous of having that many wheels. I see it as a bit of a waste. Although if I won that the power fleet, I'd probably open a museum and try to have as many different models. Oh, like Powerball. Okay, if I won the Powerball, I'd probably open a museum and try to have as many different models as possible. Okay. Green Wave's limit is 10 PEVs. I make myself sell before I buy another. That used to be Marty's limit, by the way. I remember years ago him being on a live stream and said that was his limit, and now his limit has evidently doubled. He may have a problem. Dale says Marty's sucking the proverbial D of whoever. Well, yeah, the Bagode, and but really whoever will send him a wheel, he's happy to do that. It seems. It's interesting. One of the things I talked about in the video that I posted today, 2 members only. It'll go public tomorrow. Is if you saw that video that Ronan posted, he was over in Hong Kong. Seems like he had a great time over there. He got to see a bunch of the EC manufacturers, their operations. But I guess he was riding with a group of riders in Hong Kong, and specifically a group that were like extreme bull maniacs. They love extreme bull wheels, but not only and Lieberkim wheels. But not only do they love extreme bull wheels, but they basically think that Bagode wheels suck. That's basically what they said. They don't want Bagode wheels. They love extreme bull, but they don't want Bagode wheels. And I just thought that was hilarious, because to me, I mean, they were one and the same. I mean, but extreme bull wheels look a little bit different, but under the hood, I've always kind of lumped them in with Bagode. But yeah, these riders in Hong Kong, they absolutely do not like Bagode. They think the Bagode was trash, but they love extreme bull. And so now I have my first extreme bull wheel. So I guess I don't know. I guess I can maybe understand. I don't know. Marcus Sweden, are you and Marty friends, frenemies, or enemies? I'm guessing frenemies. No, Marty and I are friends. I mean, Marty and I always have kind of giving each other a hard time, in a good-natured way. But I'm not afraid to say when Marty does something I think is distasteful or in bad taste, I should say. And there's been numerous examples of that. And Marty has never been afraid to say when he doesn't like something about me. So it's okay. It's all right. But out of the 2 of us, only one of us wears a cape. Just keep that in mind. Only one of us wears a cape, and it's not me. It's not me. Greenwave says, thanks, Steph. I'm thinking the same thing. I haven't found any info about any batch updates in the C8. Yeah, I know that Liam with EC Underground, where Larry got his wheel from, like he was just trying to blow out his C8s. I don't even know if he has any anymore, but I think they did not sell great. I mean, they're interesting wheels. I wouldn't buy one, but they're interesting. The throwback mentality. Dale says, what I meant was how many actually get used. I'm sure a majority of his riding is on 10% of them or less. Well, I mean, he takes his wheels whenever possible, like little errands to the store. I mean, we've all seen him, walk into Home Depot with his 9-foot selfie stick, which again, to me, it's just absolutely ridiculous. But he rides a lot of those wheels. His bread and butter and his love is ultra long rides. So then, his big battery, large format wheels are his favorites. But he rides all of his wheels, well, almost all of them. Not all of them, but almost all of them. Dale misses his patent nest. Yeah, I remember when you had it. Greenwave says, hard to imagine confiscation is legal. Yeah, well, I mean, we've all seen the videos of, I don't know where this is. I thought maybe it was New York City. I don't remember, but there's a whole line of like scooters lined up. I mean, like 100 of them, 200 of them, and then someone with a bulldozer just running them over. I'm sure most of us have seen that video. So who knows? No, it doesn't seem legally right. The Gooch, I have a hard time choosing between my Patent S and the Sherman L. I love them both. Well, I rode the Sherman L. Sherman L is a great wheel. It's just bigger and heavier than the Patent S. For my needs, for my needs. As much as I ride anymore, I don't need to go really more than 50 miles ever. I like soft suspension. My patent hits on all those things. It really does. The only thing I wish the patent had was like the patent had was some of the creature comforts that like some of the newer wheels have. Like Bluetooth speakers, USB ports, like USB A, USB C ports, um, a better display. I love if the patent had those kind of things, but even without those, I still like the patent the most. Oh, so Dale, well, okay. Yeah, yeah. Dale just did a legit super chat, a $2 Australian super chat. Yes, I get paid for that. Well, when after YouTube takes their cut. So thanks, Dale. Not necessary. I guess Circus Life is treating you well, huh? Thanks, buddy. Totally not necessary, but appreciated. Greenwave says, I was sad when I was on Reddit last and they ripped Marty and Roger really hard. I guess those guys aren't as cool as they think with the overall scene. It depends who you ask. I was out in California a bunch of times, and I've had interactions out there. So I know some of the people out there, and yeah, I would say that depending on what was being talked about, criticism may or may not have been legitimate. I don't want to say too much, and I don't really know what Roger does anymore. I have no idea. Greenwave loves Ford, but I hate Mercury and Lincoln. Really? Well, see, I guess it's the same mentality, right? That's kind of weird. I've kind of always been a GM guy. I had a Pontiac Firebird, I had Chevy Chevelles. I like Chevy and Pontiac. Pontiac doesn't make vehicles anymore. I wouldn't say there's a GM. Well, okay. I like Chevy. I liked Pontiac. I don't like Buick. Didn't like Buick. I didn't like Saturn. So yeah, I guess that's legit. Dale says contact Leam if you want a C8. Okay. Oh, so Larry says Leam does still have C8s. Okay. Well, there you go. There's your C8 contact. Cash 8824. You look like AI, do I? Really? I guess, is that good? I don't know. Is it the cool background lighting? My flux capacitor over there or my other lights over here that actually are changing colors, but it's hard to tell. I'm not AI. But who knows? Maybe someday I will be. I don't know. Dale agrees not having USB on an EUC is a waste of a massive power bank. Yeah, it is. And I can't imagine it would be that hard of a thing to add, but yeah. Leaper Kim doesn't want to do that for some reason. Oh, Dale's got birthday money. Nice, man. Nice. Well, I appreciate you cutting me in on that birthday money. Greenway wants a C8 to replace my V10F as my small EUC. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be a good swap. That'd be a nice little upgrade, I think. V10F has a good wheel, but a C8 is probably definitely more visually interesting, and power wise, a little bit better, even though it's an 84-volt wheel. Dale likes Marty and Roger, but I don't watch them religiously like Duff and Sensei Vegan, Greenmaster, and Mike. Well, thanks, Dale. I watch Marty's videos, not all of them, and some of them are so long. I don't even start because I can't. I don't have the time. So, my viewing time is somewhat limited. Dan just got a RAV4 PHEV. Oh yeah, so that's a hybrid. Is that what that is? Toyota's real big into hybrids, man. They love their hybrids. It's the best of both worlds for them. And it's not bad for consumers. But now, see, the thing I don't like about hybrids is, and I owned one. I had a 2007 Camry hybrid, and I had a 2000. What was it? Was it 2005? A 2005 Toyota Prius as well. So I've owned hybrids. They get great gas mileage. On the Prius, it would and the Camry, if I was careful, 50 miles an hour or 50 miles per gallon plus, which is nice. But you still have all of the downfalls of an internal combustion engine. You still have to do all the maintenance. You still have all the parts associated with that. With a pure EV like my Tesla, all that stuff goes away. It goes away. Like the maintenance that I have to do in my Tesla is minuscule. Not to mention the instant power and torque that you get with a pure EV as well. So I mean, of course, there are disadvantages, of course, to EVs. Charging a vehicle is not as easy and convenient as putting gas in a car, although it is getting more and more so all the time. But yeah, nowadays I don't think I would buy a hybrid. But lots and lots of them are being sold. So Green Waves. Oh, 300Z was my number one as a kid. Is that why you have a 300Z as your profile picture? Trans Am was number two. Yeah, I like Trans Ams. I think I first became aware of Trans Ams with Smokey and the Bandit, the black Trans Am with the big screaming eagle on the hood. But then as I got more into older cars, the first Trans Am, I had a 69 Firebird convertible. And 69 was no, it was this, yeah, I think the first year for the Trans Am, was it 69 or 70? I'm trying to remember. The 69 year for the Firebird was weird because it was a 1 year 1 year run. They had a 67 and a 68 model that were about the same. 69 they did 1 year, and then they changed the platform again in 70. So not that there's a lot of classic car guys here, but yeah. Grim Rider. I'm loving my new F18. Suspension is amazing. Huge upgrade to my old Master. Oh, I bet. Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about the F18. The bad things I've heard, and that kind of leads into my King Song collaboration talk, which I will start shortly. Things I heard bad about the F18 is, I guess, the early ones, they had an issue with the motor bolts coming out, right? They were coming loose with off-road riding. And then the more recent complaint I've heard is the suspension, the shocks failing. Like something like a seal gives out on the shock, and then an area that is not well lubricated starts to drag and scrape and all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to remember who it was that reported that. But there's more than one person that has reported that issue. And I don't. And the story I read about it, King Song did not respond favorably. Like, instead of taking the information and acknowledging the problem, they kind of try to sweep it under the rug and not really admit that it's a problem. So, but again, this person that reported this was a heavy use off riding, heavy off road rider. So yeah, he may have subjected it to more abuse than most, but that is an issue that people have reported with the F18. But other than that, the power is great. My whole thing about the F18 was that it basically is a Lynx competitor that came out 2 years after the Lynx, and the Lynx S is a pretty darn good wheel as well. The only thing with the King Song platform is, again, you have those extra features. You have I don't know if I would say it's a better display. I don't like the large pixel format that the King Song wheels use. I don't like that. It is visible, but it's just very limiting on what it can actually do and show. But it has, I think the F18 has speakers, right? USB ports. It has more creature comforts, I guess. But yeah, F18 seems like a good wheel, at least from afar. Marcus Sweden says, in Sweden, the battle is between Volvo and Saab. I think Saab used to sell in the United States. I don't think they do anymore. I think they pulled out of the U.S. market because a buddy of mine used to have a Saab, but I believe they totally pulled out of the U.S. market. Oh, I guess if I had read the rest of your comment, Saab is defunct since a decade, but still has a huge fan group. Okay. Oh, okay. So they're out of business. They're just out of business. All right. Disconnected. Oh, okay. You were talking about this, that you weren't sure what kind of wheel you're going to get. So you ordered and paid for Bagode X-Max from Bagode website. Really? Okay. So did you use that discount code you were talking about? Did you get a discount? And did you get any sort of ETA on the wheel? I hope it works out for you. Dan says the RAV4 he got it's a plug-in hybrid. So basically, with a plug-in hybrid, like mine, we're not plug-in hybrids. With a plug-in hybrid, you can plug it in, and then you can go a certain amount of distance in EV mode only, which is nice. So if you have a relatively short commute, you could potentially do it in EV mode only, but you still have that ICE motor. It's still there, and you're still going to have to maintain that. Dale says Kingsong sponsored the Australian EUC racing and donated an F-18 as a prize for the winner. Yeah, I think Kingsong's been trying to really emulate InMotion and get more out there on social media and get their wheels in the hands of more content creators. Okay, so Dan says it has 50 miles of EV range. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, you missed out the EV rebates and tax break? Yeah, that's too bad. I didn't get a tax break when I bought my 2024 Tesla Model Y Performance either. Okay, so I thought the Trans Am was first in 1969. I think the pictures I've seen of it is like white with blue stripes. Was the Trans Am, had like a hood mounted tachometer. It's a cool looking car, very rare. Had a wing on the trunk lid. Dale says the F-18 to me is the wheel you go to if you can't quite afford the Lynx S, but are too smart to go Bagode for a cheaper option. Okay, that's interesting opinion. BE likes cheese. That's good. I like cheese too. BE. I think I remember this, Dale, that you broke the motor mounts on your Lynx S. They sent you new ones that are apparently stronger as you upgraded them. If the motor bolts come loose, they get compromised, so good to check them. Yeah, for sure. Diz did use that code to get his X-Max. You got $170 off. No emails from them. The only ETA I have is their webpage says the production date is expected to be delayed until the end of May. See, that's you have to keep us in the loop, Diz, because that's always been my greatest fear with dealing with Bagode.com is lack of follow through or just very poor communication or very slow turnaround. Hopefully, it's not the case for you, but let us know. Dale says you probably remember about the Oryx mounts. Yeah, I do. I haven't mentioned the Lynx S brackets. Still riding it, but taking it easy until I change them. Oh, you haven't replaced them yet? Okay, gotcha. Okay, I am once again caught up. So let's see what is next. So we're talking about the Kingsong F-18. Let's talk about what I was talking about on the stream. I named this stream Someday is Now Here, meaning referring to the enforcement for PEVs. The other part of the title is Collaboration with Consequences. And this has to do with Kingsong. I was contacted by a King Song rep. I'm not going to use names. I'm not going to use specifics, even though I have all the emails to have these communications. So I'll just talk about it from a 10,000 foot perspective. I was contacted by a King Song person in, I don't know, their PR social media department, and they said, "Hey, Duff, we'd love to work with you on a collaboration with the King Song F-18. There's a lot of people out there that have been involved with the F-18. Zen Lee uh, is working with King Song, and he was setting F-18. Matt Burt, Will Alteri. There's a number of people out there that have F-18s. I don't know how many of them were from a content creation standpoint or just bought them outright. I don't really know. Um, but anyways, they reached out to me, and they at first simply said, "Hey, are you interested in reviewing and doing a collaboration in F-18?" I said, "Sure, yeah." I think basically they just said, "Yeah, I'd love to do that." So then I got back a long list of requirements and templates. They wanted X amount of videos. They wanted videos that showed the wheel in this format, that format, the other format. And I kind of got frustrated right away because I said, "Well, it almost sounds like you're telling me like how to make the video. Like I don't want to make videos um, cut to a template that someone else is laying out for me. You know, I've reviewed a bunch of wheels. I give my honest opinion on the wheels, and I don't really want to be bound by these templates that you're laying out." And and they responded back. They said, "Oh no, well, we still want you to. We're not saying that it has to be a certain way, even though they did. But we want you to use your creativity." And this is a common theme in my communication with them. They would say something that would piss me off, that didn't make sense, and then they would backtrack on it and say, "Oh, well, we didn't really mean that." I'm like, "Well, then why did you say it?" So, anyways, they came. I told them that I didn't really like to be constrained that way, and then they came back and said, "Okay, we want you to use your creativity," basically saying, "Okay, we understand that you have your own style, and that's okay." And I said, "Okay, great." So then I didn't hear anything in a couple days, and I responded back. I said, "So what's going on? What's the latest? I haven't heard any updates on this." And basically, the way it works, the collaboration is they send you a wheel and you review it. I mean, you are obligated to create content on the wheel, which is reasonable. If they're going to send you a wheel, and you're not going to create content, that doesn't make sense. So that is your obligation. But I didn't hear anything back. So then when I asked them, "Hey, what's up?" I got another email that said, "Well, you know, management basically," and again, I'm paraphrasing. Management basically is looking for people that do extreme off-road riding to review the F-18. And looking at your channel, you don't do extreme off-road riding or a lot of off-road riding." And I'm like, "Okay, so now you're looking at my channel. Now you're realizing what I do and what I don't do." It's weird. I didn't say that, but I thought that. So they said, "Okay, so maybe instead of reviewing the F-18, we could send you the S-19." The S-19 that came out like 3 years ago. Because the S-19 is a great commuter wheel. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, again, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, "You want to promote the S-19, really? A wheel that's been out for 3 years, a wheel that has been established as a loser, basically." It just, I mean, it's not a good selling wheel, and there's a reason it's not a good selling wheel. But that's what you want to send me instead for collaboration. Uh, and I replied back to them that in regards to their whole spiel about the F-18 and extreme off road, I said, "Well, I don't really understand that attitude. Are you saying that you only want to sell the F-18 to people that do mostly off-roading? You don't want to sell an F-18 to people that ride on the street? Is that what you're saying? Is there a reason that you would not want to show that an F-18 is capable and comfortable and good in these situations as well? Is that what you're saying? And the reply back was basically, no, no, but this is basically from from management that they that's what they're looking for, content creators that are going to show the F-18 doing these extreme things. And I'm like, okay, okay, all right. Well then, if you want me to do a collaboration on the S19, I guess we can do a collaboration on the S19. So they respond back, and I'm like, okay, I'll make content on it, but I mean, who's going to watch it? I mean, who out there in 2026 is looking for S19 content? Nobody, right? Nobody. Oh, and actually, that's not 100% accurate. Before they said the S19, they said that maybe I should be reviewing a wheel like the S22. The S22, the wheel that was first announced in 2020. And that is an off-road wheel, right? So the F18, you don't want me to review the F18, a current generation wheel, but you want me to review the S22, which was primarily viewed as an off-road beast when it was first introduced. Okay, but then I told them I owned an S22. I've then tons of content in the S22. I don't need to do more videos in the S22. That's when he pivoted to the S19. I don't know if this is a man or a woman, actually, so based on the name. So, but anyways, so I agree. I'm like, okay, if you want me to do a collaboration S18 or S19, we'll do the S19. So then once I agreed to do that, I get sent another set of templates and even more explicit instructions for how things are supposed to be done, as well as things that were classified as must do's or hard no's, like things you absolutely could not do or say. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. Yeah, I'm not going to quote, but I want to make sure that I convey this accurately. Okay. It's a long email thread. Okay. So they had must follow requirements, and some of them were fine. The video must be clear, of course, but and these are hard rules. It says hard rules. Like this must be done. One of the things that they don't want is they don't want to show you riding the wheel with just a shot of the wheel and your lower body, which is a shot that I use a lot. It's a shot a lot of creators use. Ronin, Wrong Way, Kuji. I mean, it's a shot that you use when you're riding wheels. That's a hard no. They did not want that. They said it does not look good. It doesn't look good. And they wanted a total of 6 videos. Send them all the raw footage. And I saw that, and I responded back that you're asking for all of these guardrails again about stuff. And they followed up that there was one other important point, and it basically said that if you do not follow the necessary points outlined in this email, that they would need to request that the wheel was sent back to them. So basically, you played by their rules, you did what they said, else the wheel will be sent back to them. That was that, and when they said that, I kind of I was angry. I was pissed, because to me it was like, basically, okay, so we want you to basically create a commercial for us. You put in all the work, create a commercial for us. You send us all the footage, but if you violate any of these guidelines, that wheel that we are letting you keep as part of this collaboration, you got to send it back. And I thought it was lame, and I told him I thought it was lame. I said I don't agree with the way that you're trying to control what I do when it comes to reviewing the wheel, and I'm not interested in working with you now or in the future. And after that, I got another flip flop where they said that, well, we said that we would take the wheel back, but we've never really done that. So in reality, it would be a pain to have to ship the wheel back. So, but again, you said it. So they were trying to control the narrative. Wait, hold on one second. Hold on. Hold on. Uh, so anyways, where was I? So anyways, yeah, it pissed me off. They responded back a couple more times, and I basically just blew it off. And I was angry enough that I posted on the electric unicycle forum the stipulation about if you don't follow these rules, you need to send the wheel back, and got a lot of response on that on that post because it basically just it makes King Song look bad where okay, you can review a wheel, but you can't say anything significantly bad about it, else you're not following the rules, right? They said minor things are okay. You can say minor things are wrong, but nothing significant. So yeah, that was my interaction with King Song. I don't want to deal with King Song again. I don't appreciate the way that they handle the whole situation. Rob Fail actually saw it. I guess he has a good line of communication with King Song president. I don't know her name. It's a woman. He actually talked to her about the whole scenario. I sent Rob the entire email thread. He said after reading it that he could understand why I was frustrated. Evidently, the president didn't know anything about what this social media / PR person was putting out there. But I haven't heard anything beyond that. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not really interested in reviewing reviewing the S19. Who cares really? It doesn't affect my life one way or the other. F18 would have been interesting. It's a current wheel, and I thought it would be interesting to put my spin on it. But whoever at King Song did not think that. So that was my interaction with King Song. And I've done collaborations with In Motion several times and never had an issue. They've given me the freedom. They want a certain amount of videos, for content, but they've given me lots of leeway as far as how I produce them, what I say. But King Song, I don't know. King Song used to be my favorite, and this is one of the things I said in an email. King Song used to be my favorite EUC company. They used to be, and now they're kind of a joke. I mean, they're trying to become less of a joke, and the F18 is a good wheel. F22 Pro was kind of a flop, and every wheel since the S22 has been a flop, really. So the F18 seems to be the first good wheel that they've had in a while, but they wanted me to review an S19. Dale says he's never got a free wheel from King Song and was their biggest supporter. Well, again, I think that they've been following the lead of In Motion. So that's kind of why they're doing that. Disconnected says, I think Wrong Way is doing some content on the F18. Yeah, one of the things they said is, I guess, that they've had King Song had issues with some content creators kind of burning them, like saying negative things about King Song, even though they were supposed to be doing collaborations. And I think Wrong Way might have been kind of one of those people. He did a video on the F18 where it was split between when he was over in China. He reviewed the wheel over in China, and then when he got back to Poland, he had more negative things to say. It was kind of funny. If you watch that video, like you could tell when he's in China, he was watching what he was saying. He was only being positive about the wheel. when he got back to Poland, he said some more negative things, and I have a feeling that King Song didn't like that probably. And he has an F-18 that he was given by King Song as well. Dale says scripted reviews lose credibility. Yeah, and I never script anything. I don't ever script anything. But they want very curated content that mentions very specific things with a very minimal focus on anything negative or critical, except maybe in passing. Hold on. Let's go do one more thing. Oh man, shit. This should be the last interaction I have with my phone. Where is it? 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 Oh my goodness, how many of these can there be? Okay, let's try this. So I got to go back and look at the comments because I'm sure. And in general, I mean, it's a bad optic when you hear that a manufacturer is trying to control the narrative like that. There we go. Definitely bad optics. So, but I mean, some content creators, I mean, getting wheels is the big deal to them. Getting referrals is a big deal to them because they're trying to make EUC content like their livelihood. I am not. Real Wheel in Motion. What's up, Duff? What's up, Real Wheel in Motion? We got some updates on Saab, which I didn't know. Disconnected. They should have sent you an F-22. Well, I bought an F-22, and I kept it for about a month. I didn't like it. Cliff Notes. That's a Cliff Notes version. I didn't like it. Real Wheel in Motion. I would never take a review product if I can't say what I want to say. I'm going to be honest, which means not everything is good and not everything is bad. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, they were kind of talking out of both sides of their face. Like it's okay, you can say something bad, but you can't say anything negative about King Song. Like you couldn't say anything negative about King Song as a company. And they basically, you can't say anything about your communications with them, which I guess is okay. But it just, to me, it crossed the line. It crossed the line to the point where I'm like, hey, this is, they're trying to manipulate what I say about this wheel that no one even cares about. No one cares about an S19. And because it's a no-win situation. I get a wheel that I don't really need, don't care about, and no one's going to care about. It's not going to get a lot of views. And then, and they also dangled out the carrot that if it goes well with this S19 collaboration, then then maybe we could get you involved with the F16. Because they have an F16 coming out as well, which is basically just a smaller version of the F18. So, but whatever. I have enough wheels. Real Wheel in Motion just hit 30K on IG today. I was at 12K yesterday. That's weird. 30K subscribers or followers, really? Based on what? Did you have like a video that blew up or something? That's great. Diz says he looked at the F-18 a long time, almost ordered one, but then decided to get the X-Max. Well, hopefully you wind up being happy with your decision. That's all we can say. I hope so for you. Dale says, when MacLeod offered me the T4, I told them they can send it, but if it's shit, I'm going to tell everyone. They sent it anyway. It was my first suspension wheel, so it was hard not to like it. Yeah, I mean, my opinion is if someone is confident in their product, then they shouldn't have hesitation sending it to someone to review. You know, that's kind of my feeling. Dale says, once you get the wheel, it's too late. If you're happy to burn the bridge, just take the wheel and do it your way. Yeah, again, it doesn't matter to me that much. You know, I just kind of wanted to put a light on the fact that they are doing this. And I had some other people that have worked with Kingsong previously, not with this person that I've been contacting with, and they said that they have never had that issue. Whoever they were dealing with never told them what they had to say. There was no restrictions put on them whatsoever. So I don't know if there's a recent personnel change in the PR/social media department at Kingsong, and I'm just seeing the end result of it. But some certain people told me that they did not have those sort of problems. So maybe I'm just lucky. Real Wheel in Motion needs to learn video editing more. Well, if you're posting on Instagram, you're probably using something like CapCut, right? That's what a lot of people use. Diz said, not good. Kingsong should let you do an honest review of the F-18. Well, it's not even honesty with the F-18. Like they thought that what I had to offer wasn't valuable, basically, right? They didn't think that me reviewing that wheel would be valuable to them, and I disagreed. But whatever. When I did the P6 series, when I did, I don't know, 6, 7 videos, 8 videos in the P6. In total, I think I have close to 50,000 views in total from the various videos that I've done on that wheel. So, I mean, I get traction, but no, I guess not the kind of traction that Kingsong wants. Green Master Mike, what's up, Duff? Everyone, I had trouble choosing between the F-18 and the Lynx S, but what's the Kingsong talk about? Well, hopefully you heard that diatribe, Green Master. It's an issue that I had that started out with Kingsong offering me the F-18 to review and then changing their minds and then giving me all kinds of stipulations and a threat in the process that they said they didn't really mean, but they made a threat in the process. If things weren't followed the way that they wanted them to be followed, that they would ask to take back the wheel that they wanted me to review. That's the Cliff Notes version. PJ says maybe someone should do a review for Marty and he could send someone a wheel. Yeah, right. Yeah, he certainly could, but he won't. Dale says I forget to post on IG these days. I still post there. I don't get a lot of. I think I only have I don't know 600 or 700 followers on Instagram. But my Instagram's a mix of everything. It's wheel stuff. It's 3D printer stuff. It's pickleball stuff. It's not just one subject. PJ says just to piss him off, put the stickers back on them. Yeah, that's true. Marty hates when stickers are on wheels. He hates it. I think he might have a little OCD going on or something. Greenmaster Mike said, I had said if Kingsong wanted to really do good when they came out with the F-22, they should have gotten Roger show guys like that to test her wheel and get the damn thing to go faster. Well, the speed issue was firmware related. They did have some sort of apparently ridiculous low limiting on that wheel where it was beeping, like you got to like 40 and it was beeping. Since then, they did release a new firmware for the F-22 Pro, which, as far as I know, helps that problem greatly. It goes faster now, if you care. But unfortunately, I think the F-22 Pro has already missed its mark and missed its opportunity to be a good seller. I think it's going to be yet another King Song dud sales-wise. Not saying it's a bad wheel. I'm just saying that they probably have sold very few of them. So Dale has 1,900 on IG. Well, that's more than me, man. I have over 8K. Yeah, I know you're rocking Facebook. 8K on Facebook. And your YouTube jumped to oh wow, you're up to 350 on YouTube. Nice, dude. I mean, YouTube's the only thing that I'm monetized on, so I mean that's always been my focus. But yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I think I talked that to death. King Song collaboration. I mentioned on the video today that hold on. PJ, I haven't seen a lot of content from the CA group lately. Don, Roger, Marty used to see YouTube feeds pop up all the time. Now, not so much. Things have changed out there, PJ. And in various ways, things have changed. And I do not have my finger on the pulse out there. I don't really communicate with those guys much at all, if at all. So just the way things go. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, you know that I like my V13 because I can sit on it, right? It's the only wheel that I was able to sit on. I've been able to now sit on my Extreme Bull Commander GT Pro Plus. First using a yoga block, and then I designed a seat in 123 design that I printed out. Took forever to print, 2 days to print, and that allows me to actually sit on that wheel. I might have to do some tweaking to the seat. It's not great, but it works, and I can sit and ride pretty comfortably. But now, when I was scrolling Facebook the other day, I saw someone installing a seat for their V12S, InMotion V12S, and not just any seat, but a big, tall seat. And here it is. I thought that this looked perfect. This looks high enough that I would be able to sit on there. It has a nice big handle in the front, which is what I use to kind of pull my ass forward when I'm riding on a wheel seated. Looks great. Doesn't require any disassembly of the wheel other than taking out a couple bolts, which you replace. It's a hell of a cool 3D design. This flips, shows it flipped. Yeah, this flips up out of the way. It's designed to go over the trolley handle. So if you want to trolley it, you can still trolley it that way, although it's probably tall enough that you don't hardly even need the trolley. Thought it was really cool. Downside is it's not cheap. It's not cheap. When I spec'd mine out, it was $175. Or no, $165. It was the most expensive end here. And it's $30 for shipping. So I'm spending just under $200 to get a seat for the V12S that will hopefully allow me to ride that wheel seated. The V12S has really nice suspension. So to be able to ride that wheel seated would be great. It would be great for me. And it looks tall enough. It looks like it adds a solid, I don't know, 4 inches or so to the top of the wheel, at least 4 to 5. So I think I might be able to ride seated with this seat. It's just not cheap. When I saw the price of it, I swallowed hard, but it's kind of cool. The front also acts as like a kickstand. You can lay it on its nose. I just went for all black. I don't like all the different colors. I picked all black. You can pick your colors. This is from a guy that's in the United States. So we'll see what the turnaround's like, and we'll see if the order has any sort of problems. But hopefully it goes smoothly, because like I said, I saw on social media a couple of people that have had this seat, and they seem to like it. So hopefully I do too. So let's hide that again. There we go. Dale's made $4.23 from Facebook this month. Wow, dude. Don't spend it all at once. The other thing I've been making for my Commander GT Pro is I've been working on a replacement mudguard. When I got the wheel from Chris, the mudguard, the metal mudguard that it comes with was bent. Couldn't really use it, couldn't install it. So I scanned a picture of the original mudguard that I found online into a site called meshy.ai. That gave me the basic shape of the mudguard. I then went into my 3D editing program and I thickened it up because a metal mudguard is very thin. So I had to thicken everything up and put a bunch of holes in it. And I need to mount this in a slightly different way than the original kickstand. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know, but it's been a fun little project to try to come up with something. The little rubber feet are going to go here and here. I already have them installed. This is whoa. This is one of my earlier prototypes right here with the feet installed. Just pulled on my headphones. Okay. So anyways, yeah, that's another project that I'm working on. It'd be cool if I could get this working, then I could put the model out there and people could, if they're, because the metal kickstands on these wheels break all the time, is my understanding. Breaks all the time. So if you could 3D print something that's workable to replace it, that'd be great, I think. I wouldn't charge for it. I would just put it out there. Real Wheel in Motion. The video that got me up to 30K wasn't even viral. It just got a lot of follows for some reason on YouTube. I'm almost at 60K subs though. So what's Real Wheel in Motion? Let me look you up. Real. I assume that's the name of your YouTube channel. Wheel in Motion. Okay, there you are. Yeah, 57.4 subs. Really? Wow, that's good, dude. Wait a second. You have two. How do you have 57,000 subscribers? That's weird. When I hit your, okay. Oh, you must have a lot of shorts because you only have 2 long format videos. 2. And one has 5.6K and one has 654 views, but you have shorts. I see. Okay. You have a bunch of shorts. So you got all those views off of shorts. Interesting. So so you have a is that a P6? Yeah. Yeah, you have a P6. Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's cool that you got that many subs off of shorts. That's cool. Looks like you take it into like some interesting situations. Cool. I know Marty had a video that went viral, a short that I think he got like 500 subs out of, and he was trying to emulate that, try to come up with more hits. But from my viewpoint, it's usually hard to chase views like that. But yeah, your shorts have a lot of here. I'll give you a free promotion here. Yeah, your shorts have a lot of views. 77,000, 349,000. Okay. See the way you have that thumbnail, that's how you're getting them. You do 90 miles an hour. It's good thumbnails. But the thing is with those with shorts, I mean, are you making significant money posting primarily just shorts? Because I've always thought that with shorts, I mean, you got to have like millions of views to make any money out of shorts. That's a great amount of subs. Troy Keener, V12S sucks. Tell me more, Troy. Would you like to elaborate on that? Are you saying that with a scowl on your face, or like how are you saying that? I'm curious. Yeah, you should, yeah, guys, you should see. I saw this picture. This friend of mine, and he posted a picture. You know, he has a beautiful, lovely wife, and he posted a picture of them today, where it's his lovely wife, looking lovely, nice smile on her face, and then a picture of him with sunglasses, like aviator sunglasses, and basically like a frown slash scowl on his face, looking miserable as you can imagine. And I reached out to this guy and I'm like, what? Why would you post something like that on social media? I mean, what point are you trying to make? And I don't know. He's weird. He has mental hangups. He I don't know. He likes the world to view him as miserable, I think. So I don't get it. But anyways, um, let's hold on. Where are we at? 10:36. Okay, I got less than an hour to go until I got to do this thing at my office. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up. Oh, I think you told me this, Dale, or I saw this, that you doubled your Facebook following with a 6-second burnout video that got 3.3 million views. After that, they monetized me, but I don't get that much on most posts, and I never made money off that viral post. Really? Interesting. I mean, I know some people make a lot of money on Facebook, just not me. I'm not monetized at all. Today in my video, one of the primary reasons that I wanted to shoot a video today was I got a new mic. I've had a DJI, the original DJI wireless mic for a long time. It's worked okay. Had a couple annoying things like the microphone cable that connects the camera was always loose. It never felt as snug as it should be. I even got a replacement cable and it was still loose. So that tells me that the 3.5 millimeter jack is maybe a little bit wonky on that, because I'd be riding, like if I bounced a little bit, sometimes that cable would actually come loose and then I would lose audio. So I always had to check it and make sure it's in. And sometimes I forget to check it and then I would lose audio. So I bought the DJI Mic Mini, or Mic Mini, yeah, this one right here. DJI Mic Mini. It's 2 transmitters, 1 receiver, and the charging case, and the adapter that you can use it with the phone, with like your iPhone. Very, very simple. Like my original DJI mic, I think I paid close to $300. I'm stretching my memory. Close to $300, I believe, for the original DJI wireless mic. And that was, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago at this point. I don't know. It replaced my Rode Wireless Go. This, if you can see on the screen, $79. $79 for a DJI Mic Mini. Now it does not have nearly the bells and whistles that the full DJI mic does. It doesn't have a little screen on the receiver that allows you to tweak a lot of things. Basically, you have that rotary knob there, but I guess that has to do with the gain. I guess that's the gain. And then you basically just have LEDs. You basically just have LEDs that tell you if you're connected or not. But it seems to work good. I used it today. The sound was good. Works good. Very small. It has the charging case. I thought that was a really, really good deal. I was surprised it was only $79. So that's going to probably be my wireless mic setup going forward. The original DJI mic, it was supposed to have like crazy range, like really long range, and mine never did. I don't know why, but the range on my DJI mic never seemed to be that much better than on my original Rode Wireless Go. I don't know what kind of range this is supposed to have. It doesn't really matter. I had mine in the clip-on configuration today. I might try the magnetic one though. Yep, everything, you can just charge everything right there. Yeah, I thought, yeah, and it comes with the windscreens. Yeah, I thought it was a really nice value. And I've always been a DJI fan, so if you're looking for an inexpensive wireless mic solution, DJI Mic Mini might be a good option for you. Dale, will your old mic work with an X3? For any of those Insta cameras, you have to have a special mount to mount the receiver in a way that is not picked up by the camera. Like it has to get mounted on the side. I think you can buy one, but I haven't tried it, Dale. But I know people have done that. Marcus Sweden. For every beautiful woman, there's some guy who's sick of putting up with her shit, and vice versa. I've heard that termed a different way, but it's kind of vulgar, so I'm not going to say it on stream. Um, this says I think that Insta360 has a new wireless mic that works with the 360 camera. Yeah, you have to have some sort of mic solution with the 360 camera for sure. Like trying to use the onboard mic as a joke. Dale says I need a mic to make slightly better shitty edited videos. Yeah, it makes a big difference now. Wind noise is not your friend. Okay, my content on my list is getting low, which is okay. This says the Instant mic isn't cheap. It's $200 for the transmitter and receiver. Okay, yeah, that is not cheap. Let me just look it up on Amazon quick. So it's an Insta360 mic, huh? I have not heard of it. Insta360 Mic Pro. Okay. Well, I see one here that's $329. I'll share this. Mic Pro. That's so their Mic Pro transmitter is a smiley face. Okay, so all right, so one transmitter, one receiver, $200. I see. Okay. So how does that mount on the 360? I'm curious. It's huh. I mean, they're showing it being used in other applications, not other than the 360 camera. Yeah, look at that. No, I mean, I'm sure they have a mount for the 360, but they don't show it. So that's kind of weird to me. Kind of weird. Pierre Fitch says DJI mic better. Okay. Well, I've always been a DJI mic fan. So usually if something works for me, I stick with it. Hold on. DJI mic. Yes, same. Yes. No, What the heck? Why is someone sending me messages at 10:45 on a Sunday night? Don't they have anything better to do? Really? Okay. So anyways, yeah. So, okay, let's see what other stuff I have on my list. I talked about that. No one here probably cares, but I still have not gotten my latest and greatest 3D printer, my FlashForge Creator 5 Pro, which I paid a premium to have it airshipped to me, and it's instead going to wind up being here later than most people that did not pay air shipping, but that's okay. Seems like a good printer. It's going to probably go on the table right next to me, not next to the printer that you see on the screen right there. Hold on. Diz says, I don't think it mounts to the 360 camera. I think it syncs with the camera, so the camera will record the audio. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, like I 3D printed an adapter for my old Rode Wireless Go that actually mounted the transmitter, or I'm sorry, the receiver, like right on top of the camera, so you would not see it in the image. It's kind of a hack job. Marcus says, what do you all think will be the next big thing on EUC? We got pads, suspension, screens. What's next? Well, as far as features go, I don't really know. I mean, we have Find My ability now in Kingsong wheels and in Motion wheels, although they're handled differently. You have USB ports. You have Bluetooth connectivity, which they've had for quite a while. Really, I don't know what else they can add from a feature standpoint other than making them more power dense, better batteries, safer, things like redundant Hall sensors. But as far as features go, I don't know. What else do you want in an EUC? What do you want, a radio? I mean, what else could you add to an EUC to make it more feature rich? I don't really know. InMotion seems to be leading the pack as far as features in their wheels. But I don't really know what else I want in a wheel. I mean, wheels already have more than I need. That being said, there are people that always want the cutting edge. They want the best, the greatest, the fastest, the biggest battery. But I'm not sure what's next, really. Rocket boosters, yeah, right. I think they're fast enough. I am curious, once the X-Max hits the ground here in the States, if you're going to see the proliferation of just crazy riding like you've seen with the P6. There's P6s going crazy speeds everywhere on social media. Everywhere. Marcus Sweden, built-in cameras on the EUC. What do you mean? You mean like a Tesla? How a Tesla has built-in cameras that's always recording what's going on around you? I guess. I mean, there's been attempts for adding things that didn't really stick. Like, remember the Sherman S had the laser lights out the back. It basically kind of drew a boundary out the back. They've had that product for bikes in a while, and someone thought that would be a good idea. There's a third-party accessory. I don't even remember what wheels it works with. That is basically a projector that and this, I always thought this was cool, except for like using the wheel during the day. I don't know how you would actually ever get it bright enough to be seen, but it projects like the vital information on the road in front of you, projects it, 6 feet in front of you. Stuff like wheel speed, battery level. Um, that's cool. I think that would be cool. But again, if you can only see it in low lighting conditions, then it makes it less cool. And if I remember correctly, that accessory was not cheap, but I think that would be cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else has struck me as cool. I mean, if you had a wheel that was totally self-balancing and being able to be ridden, using a gyroscope to control left right, to make the wheel basically as easy as a scooter to ride. Sure, but that would be extremely expensive, and I don't know logistically how you would make that work. So yeah, I don't know. Short answer is I'm not really sure. I don't think I have any great answers to that. All right. I think that covered my content. What we got here? It's almost 11 o'clock. Okay, that's cool. Probably what I'll do is this will give me time to do the homework I need to do to turn this into a podcast before I have to do my work at the office. So I think I've gone on long enough. This has been almost 2.5 hours. That's pretty long for me for a live stream nowadays. So I think I'm going to call it here. I appreciate everyone that stopped in tonight. Feel free to leave your comments, suggestions, ideas, and thoughts below. One more friendly reminder to hit that like button if you haven't hit it already to help promote visibility of the stream. And and make sure that whenever you see like guys posting like grumpy looking expressions with their beautiful wife, make sure you call it out, because that's just not right. It's just not right. So that's all I have for now. Hope you guys have a great week upcoming, and I will talk to you later. Till next time.